Shout out to 8-Bit Eric for the heads up on this situation because holy crap. If Hypocrisy had a name, that name would be Alyssa Mercante. Apparently now there are people threatening to hurt me, I believe, or people who she does not associate with, I guess if you want to keep it more generic, in her comment replies. And Eric tagged me on this and I was like, "Whoa, what?" He said, "Veiled threat on Smash JT. What does putting someone down for real mean? Weird. Doesn't Alyssa Mercante blame death/grape threats from people on our audience, guys?" Now, for those of you that aren't caught up with the latest direction of the narrative that Alyssa is trying to put forth with the courts, is she saying that I am some sort of puppet master that is controlling what everyone is saying? Because this is the only way the lawsuit can work. If they can get the judge to believe that I am the mastermind behind Gamergate 2 and that I am somehow pulling all the strings of everyone on the internet, which I'm not even joking when I say if you read through the claims that they're putting forth, that's basically in layman's terms what they're trying to get across to the judge. I know it sounds crazy, but think of yourself like a judge that doesn't live in this world and be like, "Oh wow, this Smash JT guy must be pretty important on the internet." Apparently, according to these aggressive stances that this accusation is taken. So they put that forward. And then Alyssa was saying that I'm the person behind all the things that have been transpiring. And not so many words, but that's the implication she's trying to get across. So she said things inferring to how, like, I am in charge and in control of the audience that I garner. And whatever people say, it's basically I'm saying it too. Because apparently, if I say something about her and someone hears me say that about her, and then that makes them think something else that I didn't say, she wants to say because they thought the other thing after it, I led them down that path and I should be in charge of that too. Again, try to follow this logic because I'm not even making this up when I say, as far as I understand, this is what they're suing me for, and not so many words. But I can't be in control of what people say. And very often, it's easy to make fake accounts, even if you're on Alyssa's side of the fence, to portray it like I'm the person that is aggressively coming at other people, because fake accounts could come in and be like, "Yeah, F her. I'm going to do this, that, the other thing, and make sure this, that, the other thing happens to her in a very bad thing that I can't say on YouTube." And it could be a fake account saying that in a reply to me, which I completely disavow and I never want anything to do with. I have never encouraged that from day one. I've always said that, which ironically, as we've gone over before, Alyssa cuts that out when she tries to provide commentary about me being very disingenuous and lying by omission. Again, we've covered this before. Harmful Opinions had a really good video exposing how she cut out the part of me saying, I completely disavow this kind of stuff. I don't want it to go this way, but I can't help but laugh that it's happening to her because she brings it all on herself with her own actions. She cut out the whole part of I disavow this happening to her, where I'm just explaining why it's happening to her. So regardless, this happened today. 23 videos in 2 weeks. Well, I mean, I guess this is 24, but okay. He has made 15 videos about me in 1 week. She's quote tweeting herself. I'm sure he's at over 200 hours of content about me now. Does that strike you as normal behavior? And then she quote tweets Salmon Sask, which was an account that I believe was doxing me and was showing images of my kids and saying awful things about my family. And I'm like, that's a really weird account to associate with. It's very strange. It's very strange that she would quote tweet them and platform them. I thought this is coming from the person that doesn't want you to platform people that she disagrees with. Apparently she's allowed to platform whoever the hell she wants because she's the arbiter of truth in her own world. With that being the case, we have her saying I've made 23 videos in 2 weeks, which again, I say 24. Okay, maybe 25, maybe a million. Last time I checked, it's not illegal to make a video about someone. And there's no limit to how many videos you can make about someone. They keep trying to take this approach of, oh my God, look at how many videos he's made about me. It's like, oh, yeah, stop doing stupid shit and I'll stop talking about you. Stop being hypocritical and I'll stop exposing it. Stop suing me and I'll stop talking about the lawsuit. It's funny how these things, don't contact my wife and I won't talk about how you talked about my wife. Don't try to get me canceled from a convention, and I won't talk about how you tried to get me canceled from a convention. Like, you see how these things work. If you don't do stupid shit, no one will look over at your dark corner of the internet that you live in, and no one will give a shit about you. But Alyssa, you know this, which is why you keep perpetuating it. There's nothing illegal about making videos on people. So you can keep crying about videos being made after video being made. If I want to do a 24-hour live stream talking about how much I don't like Alyssa Mercante, guess what? Living in this amazing free country of America, it is the God-given right for me to be able to do that. And if YouTube allows it within their terms of service, if I'm not being whatever they say falls under their terms of service, there's nothing wrong with that. We are welcome to do whatever the hell we want. If you're being a complete jackass, people are going to talk about you being a complete jackass. Maybe it's time for some introspection instead of getting mad at everyone for pointing out your deficiencies. But with that being said, I'll jump off my soapbox and say, the free Mike replied, someone needs to put this dude down for real. What do you mean by that, free Mike? What do you mean by that, bro? Do you see, Alyssa, with your hatred, as you put it to me, the hatred that you continue to spew about me, how you are doing the same exact thing that you're accusing me of? Do you see how this works? You are not innocent in this. You are equally, if not more so, at fault. I would argue far more so at fault, but I'm trying to be fair here. Of doing the same things you're claiming that other people are doing to you. The difference is you're like, well, I'm a girl, or I'm bisexual, or I'm marginalized, or whatever the fuck you want to say about yourself to make it sound like you're special. You're not special. You're just someone on the internet just like me. And you're doing some shit that is, some would argue, quite heinous, that you should not be doing. And the internet is upset at that. And maybe instead of getting mad at the internet about you doing heinous things, you take a step back and reflect and say, maybe I should be better than this. Maybe I should log off from the internet, walk away from my computer, and stop perpetuating the madness. And oh, by the way, on top of all that, drop the ridiculous lawsuit that shouldn't go anywhere, because holy crap, if it does, I plan on using the same ruling against me to go against you immediately after it's over. I hope you understand what my plans are here, because what you're doing is not different than what you're saying that I'm doing. I don't understand why you think that you're special here. But regardless, exactly, Matt Stanford, accountability, a woman's only weakness. But anyways, so this took place. I thought that was interesting. Looks like it's not isolated either. He's called for people to be fixed for good. Does Alyssa Mercante condone death threats? And he said, any friend in Texas that wants to fix this POS for good? Which, yikes. This is, I mean, again, I'm just trying to play by the rules that Alyssa is setting. Even though we don't play by those rules, she's making up these rules in her head. But by playing by the rules that she's setting, I'm exposing her own hypocrisy. That's why I'm playing by her fake made up rules, which are not the law. Again, to be clear. So hardcore hypocritical there. And I said, why does Alyssa continue to push harassment towards me? Why is that? And I have a lot of people ask me, why do you keep talking about her with an active lawsuit at you? And I say, because I need to cover the things that she's deleting, the tweets that she's had, the references that she's put out there, the things she said, the stories that have happened the entire time. It's all cataloged. Without the videos, there'd be none of that, which some could argue would be why she really wants to take my channel down. Because if she's able to take my channel down, she takes the entire catalog of all the heinous actions she's done against me throughout the past 12 months or so, give or take. And then I said, I believe it was James Opp that shared the screenshot with me from This is 8-Bit Eric of her saying this with that reply from the free mic. Now, I want you to keep in mind what the free mic replied to her with there. Ready? Let's go to another one of Alyssa's tweets trying to call me out. Ready? If you have and you denigrate and direct attention towards a person, and that person is then inundated with the kinds of messages that should land people on watch lists, you are responsible. Alyssa, your words, not mine. Once again, you know how your fans behave when you center someone and you still do it. Oh, the irony. You can cut the irony with a knife. It's impressive because when it happens to her, notice how she says nothing. Oh, wait. Sounds like you got some crazy followers that are completely unhinged as well that you can't control either, Alyssa. Weird how the internet works. It's almost like people have free will, and there are some really crazy people out there. Probably shouldn't be saying crazy shit on the internet and daring people to come at you and your family and fight you physically. That's really weird. I don't think that's a great idea. And side note, really quick, I know you probably already understand this, but I just want to put it out there to be crystal clear about what's transpiring right now. I've had a lot of people messaging me privately about what you've been doing with posting pictures of yourself around New York, where you currently are, what you're doing, where you're going, where you're going to be hanging out, and showing locations of that situation. With the current ongoing situation that's transpiring right now, I firmly believe it is in your best interest to stop doing that kind of stuff because it is inviting bad news into your life based off of what you've been doing. And this is not me threatening or warning. It's legitimately just a human to another human caring about you. And I shouldn't even do that based off of what you've done to me. But I don't want to see you get hurt. And you continue to do this kind of shit thinking that you have this free reign over everything. You've made a lot of people really angry and really upset. And it's almost like you are trying to create a victim out of yourself right now. You are trying so hard for someone to try to do something to you, or worse yet, actually do something to you so that you will actually have something to point to and say, see, this is Gamergate. I've finally been able to prove how bad the Chuds are because something happened to me after I posted where I was going that night. It's like, how about you don't do shit like that? Because you've already dared the internet to fight you physically, and there are some crazy people out there that might take you up on that. Free advice, take it or leave it, but the direction you're going is a very dangerous path to travel. And again, not a threat, not anything aggressive. I don't want to see something happen to you. And I genuinely mean that. And I know there are people like, why would you care about her? It's like, that's just who I am. I mean, this person has been awful to me. And I still have I don't want to see something happen to her. So it is what it is. But anyways, I'll leave that there. Let's get off my soapbox. Nobody says, neither do I. I know. She's an egotist. She's the type who cannot stand anyone else having the last word. Oh, that's true. Nobody says, hell, I got my first death threat today. Yeah, nobody shared that with me in the DM. So it's happening, by the way, on both sides. It's happening everywhere right now. And it's not a great direction to go. And I don't like the constant raising of the temperature that continues to come from her. But I don't want to say it like that because then people are like, well, now you're participating in it. It's a very delicate line to walk. I'm trying to cover the hypocrisy, the awful things she's doing, the ridiculousness of the lawsuit, All these things, again, all coming from her. If she wants me to stop covering the lawsuit, she can stop suing me. That's one way to get it to stop, because I won't talk about the lawsuit anymore. I mean, yes, I definitely do a video doing a victory lap. That's for sure. That's guaranteed. But it's not something that I'd perpetuate forever. That's not how this works. I give people updates on the lawsuit. I have people that have invested money and donated money into the cause against you, Alyssa. So I feel it's my obligation to give back to the community that supported me, to keep them abreast of the situation. And yes, I said abreast. Sorry, I had to. And yes, David Elias, you're right. Never interrupt your enemy while they're committing a mistake. But again, to be clear, I don't look at Alyssa as my enemy. She certainly looks at me as one, and she's even said as much. But I look at her as just a crazy spaz online that is really angry at me for some reason. Mr. Melancholy for the 5-banger. She needs prison. She can't walk away after what she's done. I don't necessarily agree with that. I don't think she needs prison. I don't think she's committed any heinous crimes, like besides doxing me legally. I think my unprofessional opinion, I think she would do well with some serious psychological assistance, in addition to the already existing ones that she's admitted to already. I think the more, the merrier with it. Big Buddhist for the 5-banger. This message has the vibes of those creepy girls that count milestones with guys by number of days. It did. It definitely did. She's always watching me. What can I say? And again, for full transparency, I have her blocked. She blocked me. I don't interact. I don't go to her account. This is other people screenshotting what happens and what she's saying about me every single day. And then I cover it. And then she's like, oh, look, he made another video about me. It's like, well, stop fucking talking about me and I'll stop fucking talking about you. Like, that's really how this works. Unless you do something really stupid, I'll cover that too. But that's like how this works. If a lot of Pierce does something really stupid, I'll cover that. If Gerard the completionist does something stupid, guess who's going to be there to talk about it? Like, this is how it works. Don't do stupid shit. No one won't talk about you. But you already know that. You already know that. But anyways, yes. Just in time for the 2. Alyssa is the exact type I referred to earlier. Another 2. Ego-driven narcissist, not told no enough as a kid. 100%. 100%.